Hi everyone, it's Kay here. Thank you very much for joining me today. Welcome to my new subscribers and welcome back to my regulars. So thank you very much for all of those people who are commenting on my videos. I really appreciate that you're doing that. Thank you so much. I'm participating, as you know, in the hashtag ABC April 2025, which is hosted by Marguerite of Seven Plaza and Toni of Crafty by Toni, and their links are in the description box below. So I'm going to do a couple together because it's just, sometimes it's just easier because of the prompts they are, and you just thought, oh wow, they both belong together really well. So I've got some ledger paper here for L. I've got a masterboard. I'll explain what that is in a minute. And I'm going to do a little notebook to pop in my journal. So a masterboard is, you get a A4 bit of paper and you cover it, or any size paper, 12 by 12, whatever you've got really. And you cover it over with scraps. It can be scraps of digitals or book pages or anything you have lying around the house. Well, not lying around the house, in your craft room. I actually had a lot of labels, and I wasn't really using them a lot, so I thought, oh, we're going to make a masterboard. So I put all my labels on the masterboard. It doesn't have to be all the same way, as you can see. So once I made that, I actually scanned it in on my printer and made a copy of it, because I thought, well, I'm going to be using it again and again for my own personal use. So I've got this A4 bit of paper, and I'm just going to not use it all because I don't really need it all for a notebook. Notebooks are really easy to do actually. So I'm just going to tear it like so, and I'm going to fold that in half like that, and I'm going to use this ledger paper, hopefully it'll work, to go in there. So I'm just going to fold it up. I'm using the little book here, little cover here as a measuring tool. So I'm just going to fold it up to fit to the book. See how it's sticking down the end there? And then fold it back down. So I might actually take that bit off. Because it's sort of a bit of a odd kind of shape to have left over. And then I'm going to hopefully fold it like that, still using the cover as a guideline. Just put my ruler there to help fold it. Okay, then you've got that there. And then you need to just trim it a little bit because you've got too much. I've got too much that'll overhang from my little notebook. So just going to trim it here. And I could just pop it in like that, and that could be my notebook, and you could be sort of like fold it out one. But that could be a bit tricky, so unless, normally I usually tie my notebooks together, you know, like with a tie around it with a piece of wool or a string or something or other, and just tie it and you put a bow in the middle. But because I want to sort of flip this down, so I don't want to waste it, this is the top, so I'm going to just tidy that up a little bit. Stick the top bit down in the middle of the book. So I'm just going to put some glue on the top, which is something I don't normally do, but hey, notebooks can be made any way you like, and just usually sometimes I use a lot of scraps to make notebooks with. And just pop it there like that. Oh, how easy was that? It's always easy. I'll show you what I've done before with notebooks. See, I've just got scraps, bits of paper left over from the digitals I've kept up. Put some lace across the top and decorated with a little bit of glitter and gold, and that can just pop in a pocket for your journal, and it's just a good way to use up your scraps. Oh, sorry. I've also made a notebook like this where I had some scrapbook paper left over, and I've just turned it into a little sort of envelope notebook. And just popped in a few pages in there. Actually, they're stuck down as well. So you can make your notebooks any way you like. Really, something a little bit different for your journals. Okay, so pop that there. I need to work out what I'm going to do for the closure. It needs to have something. I don't like the way that that's still showing the edge of the digital, the edge of the masterboard. So pop a little bit there. Be very careful at the bottom because it's right down the bottom. Just leave the bit down the bottom, I think. Just get my vintage photo out, of course. Just quickly do some distressing. This is called distressing when you're inking up, not distressing, inking up. Just to make it look a little bit aged. I mean, you don't have to do this if that's not your thing. I mean, lots of people don't. I do for some things, but I do for quite a few things, but not all of my things. Depends on what kind of journal I'm making. Here's a picture. Here's a picture. So I've got a bin of goodies here. Follow your heart. I like that. Doesn't need anything else. Got some flowers. That would look good across there like that, and then maybe follow your heart there. I like that. So yes, I know. Don't really need to do this either, Kay, but because of the same sort of colours I'm using, lots of neutral colours, I do like to sort of do this a little bit just to help see the things I'm using, because otherwise it'll just blend in. It just stands out a little bit better. And a little sentiment. I'm actually going to use the lace that I didn't use before. Just cut that off. In my last video? Yes, my last video. That'll just be a little bit of decoration for the page. Oops, I was right the right way. Maybe it should be that way around. Like that. Doesn't matter if the flower, can't see the flower, okay? Not really. Probably can't really see that bit of lace there either, really. Don't know. Would be better if I use this. Let's have a look. No, I think I'll stick to that one. Instead of getting a whole new lot out, use what I've got already got out. That's the only trouble sometimes with glue bubbles. I've got to wait for the air to come out. Okay, so this comes from the collection pack. And a little bit of lace. Once upon a time I would have dreaded hiding the flowers, but sometimes it's a necessity. Do I want to have a little bit of a... Sorry. I want to get a bit of cardboard to put underneath there. Just to lift it up a bit. Perfect. Just elevates that a little bit, give it a bit of dimension. And it has got a bow there, and you can't really see the bow, so I could get a ribbon and do a bow, but I don't know if I want to do that or not. Because that added too much bulk. Ribbons don't tie very flatly. Okay, so I'm just going to get a bit of string. Is that going in, do you reckon? Too little. Give it a bit of a tie. You don't have to do anything like that at all if you don't want to. It's just a little notebook. It's going to pop in a pocket. And what's a pocket? A pocket is usually something you put in your journal to put things in, and I'll be making a few pockets when it comes to P for pocket. So far I've only created the pockets using the circles and a side tuck using a circle, so I haven't done very many pockets at all, and I've got all my things that I've made all in a container over here, over this side, and just need to get some pockets to put them in. Not the best tie. Might have to use better thread than that one. I'd have to use this one. It's a bit thicker. But don't waste that one. Might put it away for a rainy day. Could have used a bit of lace, I suppose. I didn't think of that. Oh well, doesn't matter. Sometimes lace is hard to undo, whereas string can be a bit easier to undo. Okay, so that's going to go in a pocket when I make them in my journal, but I have got pockets ready to make, so because I use scrapbooking paper and I just fold it up, measure the length that I want, which is 9 inches, 8.5 inches, and I haven't stuck the pocket down there, but it could go like that, in a pocket, like that. So that's my make for ledger, which is the ledger paper that I used to make my notebook with. So the ledger is in here, like that. And the master board is, I'll explain what that was like, just printed it off and just made a little booklet out of it. And now I've made a notebook out of it. So there's my 3LMN for the hashtag ABC April 2025, hosted by Marguerite of 7 Plaza and Toni of Crafty by Toni. And hopefully you may be able to take something from that. The master boards do take a while, and that's why I didn't do one on camera. I actually have done this one on camera, so you might have to go back and have a look. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. See ya. Have fun. Hi everyone, it's Kay here. Thank you very much for joining me today. I am continuing on with the hashtag ABC April 2025, which is hosted by Margaret of 7 Plaza and Toni of Crafty by Toni, and the links will be below in the description box. So I've done a few where I've put the letters together, just basically because it just lent that the things I had in my head lent to doing a couple of letters for the one thing. But today I'm going to do O for oval. So I've got some ovals here that I've cut out because I thought I would make some photograph frames and just use these little ones, which I've stamped without even thinking the other day, for just a little bit of embellishment in the journal that I'm making. So to jazz this up a little bit, I'm just going to use some stamps very quickly. If I've got it out, probably not. I've been doing some stamping this morning, and so it's a bit inky on my fingers. Oh. Just a little bit of stamping around the edges for that one. Okay, so that's just easy for that one. And I don't know if I want to do this one. I might just put a strip of lace on the side of it, which I'll leave that one there. So this is just a word stamp. I had a moustache, and this is a flower from a stamp that I had, or a piece of leaves maybe. So let's see how we go with the photograph frames. So I've got just die cut a whole heap of frames by putting two ovals together, and not a whole heap, just it's not a whole heap at all, okay. And just this is going to be the backing, and just cut one for good measure. Well, I got that one, I could decorate that one as well if I wanted to. See how we go for time. How am I going to do this? Just give me a minute. Need a book page, text page from the books. I've got that ready now. I'm going to put this on acetate, scraps that I've got left over from previous projects. If you haven't got acetate, just use the the packaging that comes on various things that you buy. Keep that. Keep the plastic on those, because it's actually usually quite strong and perfect for this kind of creation. Feeling a tad tired today. Sorry if I seem a bit less chatty, it's because I'm tired. It's not coming out. Oh, it is. You beauty. Sorry, I've got a note on my hand this morning because I posted some parcels and had to pick up one, so I haven't washed it off yet. It goes back to the days when I was busy doing 3,000 things at once. I would just keep it in my diary, my planner, and when I was teaching, but I would also have to every now and again write myself a hand note on my hand for certain things that needed to be done that I kept on forgetting to do. have joys of getting older. Forget stuff. Just quickly rub it off now. Got my scissors, cut off the frames. I'm just using some brown cardstock for my frame. Because when they did miniatures of people in the old days, they used to use oval shapes, so that's my thinking. I'm going to do that there. This woman has not been cut out very well. The Tim Holtz dolls. I think it happens a few times with some of the dolls. It's very hard to sort of cut it out without knowing the original shape. Okay. I'm going to stick her. I just don't like the way she's faces doesn't look right to me. I might have to end up with a small different one. Oh, that was not too bad. So I'm going to put her there on the craft paper. If the glue would come out, that'd be good. You joining in doing this? Because it really is. It doesn't matter if you do start now, really, because there's lots of things that I haven't done, and thinking I might just make some of the more things, helping using the props in the collab for after this collab is finished, because but whether I'll show them on camera or not is another thing, because I've got some other things I want to do. Oh, that's the wrong way around. That way around. So of course she's going to stick down below there. It's the only trouble with these smaller circuit ovals. Chopping off her dress. And pop it down there. Easy. But before I do that, I'm going to take a page out of this old book. I think it's Chinese. It's covered in this really lovely paper as well. I'm using this as a backing kind of thing. Like that. It's not very dimensional, was it, really? It's not very original either. But, you know, like I watch Margaret and Toni, and I'm thinking, oh, they've been making things for journals for ages. They don't actually make journals themselves, they just make the things to go in journals, which I think is gives you an opportunity to hone your skills a bit. And I still feel like I've been a bit of a novice. By the way, thank you so much for all those people who have subscribed to my channel lately from doing this collab, and I really appreciate you being here. It's so lovely, and thank you to all my usuals, my regular people who subscribe to my channel, staying with me. So thank you especially to Susan Gazaway of Susan Gazaway's Papercraft, because she has been wonderfully supportive of my creations, and has been with me for a very long time, even from early on. So thank you very much, Susan. So this is going to go. That's why that one's there, maybe. I cut them out ages ago. I haven't had a chance to make them because we've had grandchildren here. And do you know what? I could just thought of something. I could do a little bit of a brad on the picture to sort of like pretend like it's a picture hanger kind of thing. Anyway, as we're saying, I still think that I have so much to learn, and I look at other people's creations, I think, oh, I never think of things like that. And I love Margaret and Toni's style, that sort of numbers and words and things like that. I like that style a lot. But I don't know if I actually got a style that I like before I had all the others. I have to admit, I've been making a lot of blue journals, and blues seems to be a colour I like to use a lot. It's not rubbing that bit of glues off there. Didn't come off very well. Come off now. Oh, yeah, I need a page. Need a page, okay. Not too sure what to do to sort of go around the edges a little bit to make it pop a bit. I'm not sure. I've got some antiques stuff. Whether I'll use that, I don't know. Because it's the same colour, really. Show you what I mean, in case you knew. Okay, this tray of goodies here. This has been leaking by lots of things. Got a bit of stuff down the bottom of my tray. Clean it up after. Not really keen on this stuff because it's got a terrible smell. It really has. But I'm going to do it around the edges of the frame, a little bit on the frame, a little bit as well, to sort of make it look a bit antique-y. I think that's what you do. Somebody gave me this stuff. I didn't buy it myself, so. The number of times I've actually thrown out my ephemera from using this particular, because it's got such a strong smell. It really has. It just seems to pervade everything. Just going to see how it works with pop that on there. I've got to clean this tube up. It's gross. Oops. Didn't realise it was. Look at it. It's just leaked everywhere. This one is dark blue, vintage patina. That's vintage antique paste, so let's see if the two of them together will give a bit of a antique, but I don't know if it'll work on top of the brown. Oops, a bit much there. Trying to go around the edges a little bit, and so not to blend it in into the frame, so it's not sort of stand out so much. Okay. Looks a little bit different. I wouldn't say it looks overly different. Certainly not something you could do if you're worried about getting your hands dirty. I know you can wear gloves, but I can't actually wear gloves, so because it makes my hands too hot. So again, I'm just doing the antiquing. I have no idea if this is going to work. I've never been shown how to do this, so I could be doing this totally all wrong, but I've got the stuff in my stash, I may as well use it. Oops, too much. Alright, I'm going to let that dry and I'll come back to you after it's dried to show you the end result. So we're going to put some pins in it, maybe something else. We'll see. See you soon. Well, that didn't really work out as well as I thought it might, but then I did start off with a very dark thing, and I may have done the whole process wrong. I did add some gold texture around the outside, and this tried to sort of make that look a little bit worn away as well, to give that sort of worn look. I'm going to put some little brabs. Find some little ones with my tool. This tool, pop it there, so it looks a bit like a hanger hanging from a wall. I might even put it in hanging from a page yet. My journal. Oh, won't go through. Try again. Just having trouble getting through the holes. That's better. Just something to sort of look like it's a picture frame, but it's on the side. I didn't do a very good job of putting it in the middle, did I? Oh well. Handmade. It's handmade. Can't be perfect when it's handmade. Well, that's what I think anyway. That one's better. That comes through better. And they're just going to go in my journal when they're dry, because they're not dry at the moment. I mean, the brown did go a little bit darker, but I don't know if it's given that sort of antique look. But it's worth a try, worth an effort. If you've got these things, you may as well play with them and use them up. So I don't think I would have. I was very lucky to be given those things. So, and I've always forget I've got them. Anyway, so there's my two oval photograph frames to go in my old lace journal, and easy really, nothing adventurous. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. See ya.